Okay, so I was going to just do a couple of examples of a binomial distribution for you very slowly so that you can see me put it in minitab. So this binomial distribution says that the probability that the Atlanta Thrashers hockey team will win any given game is given to you to be 0.6943. That means about 69% of the time the Atlanta Thrashers team is typically going to win. And they have an upcoming monthly schedule that has 10 games. Okay, so we're going to use those numbers. We're going to use that 0.6943. That's the given probability. And we're also going to use that there are 10 games. So the binomial part of that is either they win or they don't win in their upcoming games. So let's go and put in the number of games. There's 10, but they could either win or lose. So they could, let's see, it's the given probability that they will win, so I'm going to put win game. It's the given probability they would win, so I'm going to put win game there. And they could win 0 games or they could win up to 10. So typically you'll always, if it say 10 things, you'll start with 0. If it said 15 things, you would still start with 0 and go to 15. So just put those numbers down your column, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. But starting with 0 because they could actually win 0 games. Hopefully that makes sense. And that's basically what you just put in your column. Now you're going to go to calculate the binomial distribution. So go to calculate, go to probability distributions, and go, if you're on a Mac, you'll go to probability density. If you're not on a Mac, go ahead and watch the Windows video because it tells you exactly what to push there. So probability density, and I have everything in a column, so put column. My values are in that column, which are C1. The distribution is a binomial distribution. The number of trials, remember it said 10 games. And the event probability they gave us over here, which was 0.6943. Well, I have that highlighted. I might as well copy and paste it. Let's see if it will. Okay, so 0.6943 is the given probability. All that will be given. Okay, you are just putting everything in your minitab chart under here. And I want it to store it in a column, and I'll show you why. So store my probability. You can do either one, but I'll show you why I put it in a column. And click OK. And then what it did was it gives you the probability of 0 wins. And the probability is very small that they'll have 0 wins. It's 0.00007. Okay, and then if you look at the probability that they'll win 2 games is about 0.026, which is about 2.6% if you were to move that decimal. The probability that they'll win 7 games is about 26.6. Okay, so that's kind of how you read that. Remember, probability is a decimal 0.266, and that as a percentage would be 26.6. Okay. So now that we've got that, let's answer our question. So basically we have a problem set up. Now we can answer question 12. What is the probability that the Atlanta Thrashers win 6 games in that schedule that we've just talked about? So if it's exactly 6 games, you go over here and you look exactly next to the 6, and the probability is 0.2 0.054 because up here it asked us to round everything to somewhere out there, round everything to 4 decimal places. So I go to the 6 and it's 0.2054. I left it the 4 behind it. Since it's a 4 behind it, it doesn't round up, so it stays 0.2054. So that is the probability that they'll win 6 games. What is the probability that the Atlanta Thrashers win at least 5 games? So at least 5 means they have to win at least 5, but they could win 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, or 10. So that means when you go into minitab over here, you have to get that they're winning 5 or more. So 5, at least 5 means they could win 5, they could win 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So it's all of these. So what I like to do is come grab them and right click and click copy. and then I put them in those ones that I'm going to total up. I paste them there. So let's make sure it did that right. 5, 6, 7, that's number 5, 6, 7, 8. Actually, I tell you what, I'm going to just put them over a couple so that's not confusing. So make sure it put the right ones in. So 5, that's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And then what I do, you just need to total those up. In the videos, they show you just to add those up in your calculator. But what I'm going to do is just click on that column, and then I can tell my computer to calculate that column, and it's the sum of that column. Okay, so I'm clicking OK. It makes me put the column in, and remember I put them in column 5. And you don't have to put anything in store results. So I'm telling it to sum up column 5. So that's the probability of 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10, which is at least 5. I click OK. It sums that up for me, and you can see it up here. So the sum of these numbers that I was looking for is 0.9483, and behind the 3 is a 2, so I know that stays a 3. Okay, so that is how you use minitab to compute that. I'll go ahead and look at this next one because you'll have one like this. If it asks you what is the mean number of games for this problem, then the mean will always equal your number times your probability. So the number of events is 10, and it told us again, remember that original probability was 0.6943. And then I'm going to multiply that on my calculator, and when I multiply that on my calculator, I get the average mean of attempts is 6.943. Okay, so your mean is always just found by n times p. You don't have to do anything in Minitab to find that. So I hope that helps. Thanks for asking.